Oh, okay. So I guess I'll give it a minute. Hey, what's up, Christian? I was getting ready to say, I wonder if anybody is gonna get on here tonight. Yeah, I was bored and figured, fuck it, I'll do a live. So, what you doing? Cause it is, man, what time? Oh yeah, it's like 10:45. But yeah, I ain't doing shit. Just chilling. So, what's up, Austin? How you doing tonight? Yeah, I was just like, fuck it, man, I'm gonna do a live. We'll see how it goes. What's up, Miss Morbid? Just watching some college basketball over here. What game is on, Christian? Yeah, man, I don't know, college sports I've never really been into. I've watched a little bit here and there, but I've never made any big deal about it like I used to professional sports. Practice highlights right now. No, wait, Miss Morbid, if you watch the winter weather video that I did yesterday, that I put out yesterday, that's as much as we got. Couple inches, and it was really just ice. It wasn't even really snow. But we're supposed to get snow Saturday. So if we get snow Saturday, I'm gonna try to pull off 2 videos out of it. Kentucky getting blown out. Oh shit. Man, the last time I did watch a college basketball game, Kentucky was like top tier in it. But yeah, we didn't really get anything. I mean, we did just like a couple inches, but yeah, they're calling for snow Saturday. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to get 2 videos out of that. I'm gonna do like a regular video, and then I want to do a role play video where I want to do a role play. It starts out in the house with the colognes and everything, and it's gonna be like you, the viewer, is walking into a cologne store, and then you're wanting colognes that are good for the viewers, wanting a cologne that's good for the winter weather. And then I'm gonna be like, oh well, that's great because it's snowing outside right now, so let's go ahead and go outside. And then we go outside, and then I spray and do all the rest of the video outside in the snow while it's snowing. That's what look like the dude from Pantera. Who fit? You talking about Phil Anselmo? Maybe working nights this month, but I can still wear headphones at my desk. That's the way I used to do too, Aaron. I just work at night and listen to I'd listen to ASMR and other stuff too. Oh, and there was a certain question. They just sucked this year for whatever reason. I seen. Okay, thoughts on Ozaro Most Wanted Parfum. I like it. If it's the same one that I got a sample of in there, I really like that shit. So this is what I'm going to do, y'all. So, you know how I've been talking about selling my colognes? So I'm not going to sell them. What's up, Runner 5K? So what I'm going to do, instead of selling the whole bottles, I'm going to do like I'm going to do decants, but I'm going to do, I don't know exactly how many I'm going to put in each one. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it yet. But, you got what? Oh, you got what, Aaron? Which one did you get? Which is RO? You talking about most wanted parfum? Hell yeah. But yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it to where I'm going to sell like sample sets of all my colognes, and I'm going to start getting more again. And then, selling sample sets of just all the colognes that I get. And yeah, instead of selling whole bottles and stuff of the stuff that I don't really like, I'm just gonna go ahead and include those in there. But the way I'm gonna do these sample sets, they're gonna be mystery sets. You're not gonna really know what you're going to get. I'm gonna throw in a little bit, like a little bit of freshy, a little bit of spicy, and I'm thinking about doing sets of 10 with 2 milliliter bottles in it, and then doing like a set that has 10 milliliter bottles in it. So just stuff like that. But Leslie ordered she ordered a label printer so I could put the labels on the bottles and everything. So got invited to the Senior Bowl high school. Pretty hype. Oh shit, hell yeah, Austin, that sounds cool. Yeah, the most one is a full-size bottle for 33. What? You talking about the most wanted parfum you got for the full-size bottle for $33? What are your thoughts on Versace Eros Flame EDP? I like Flame. I like Eros Flame EDP, but if I had my choice of Versace Eros, just the EDP of that, just the blue bottle, I'm taking the blue bottle all day. I like that better than Flame. So I think it was mislabeled, but I'm not gonna say nothing. I swear, man, I don't blame you. Yeah, I wouldn't have said nothing either. That had to have been mislabeled. Right, you're talking about a 100 milliliter bottle, a 3.4 ounce, 100 milliliter bottle, right? Because if that was $33, that was definitely mislabeled. Because I don't think I've ever seen it go for that. Yeah, man, you caught a hell of a deal. Bowl because of Maine, but I don't mind the lobster bowl. Is if it's considering it's Maine, it's fitting. Hey, that's something I've never looked into, at where exactly, like what regions lobster is caught in. I know that, pretty sure it's mainly just like up north, but other than that, I've never looked into lobster. Never really looked into sea life like that. Damn, that number dropped quick. Just a minute ago I had 30-something people watching, and now it's only 11. Yeah, that number dropped fast. So, man, so what y'all think about the Super Bowl? Y'all think it's considering it's the Seahawks and the Patriots, which that's kind of crazy. Seahawks and Patriots. Their algorithm is so weird. It really is. If you're not AI, try to pronounce Giganotosaurus, Giganotosaurus, Giganotosaurus. Yeah, Giganotosaurus. Yeah, Giganotosaurus. Or is it Giganotosaurus? I'm going with Giganotosaurus. But yeah, Yeah, the algorithm is weird. I don't like YouTube's algorithm. But but yeah, that's Maine does produce most lobster, so it makes sense. Yeah, I didn't know if lobster was like on this side of the US or if it was like the Alaska side of the US. I just figured it was up north. I'm indifferent about either team winning. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, because I wasn't really. Whenever I did watch, all the years I pulled for the Patriots, I really didn't pull for the Patriots because of the team. I pulled for the Patriots because I was a Brady fan. So, yeah. I mean, I really didn't expect it to be the Patriots and the Seahawks again. But we'll see how this goes. Which, man, yeah. Now, a lot, since we're talking football, a lot and since it's this rematch, we'll take it back. Okay, that last play of that Super Bowl where Malcolm Butler ended up intercepting it, everybody said that that was the dumbest play call that Pete Carroll could have picked. I kind of disagree. It depends on which way. It depends on exactly, what happens. Which, because of what happened, yeah, you could look at it as the dumbest play call. But if Russell Wilson throws that pass, where he should have thrown it, because it was a bad pass. So if he would have thrown that pass where he should have thrown it, then that would have went down as the best or one of the best play calls of all of NFL history, because everybody, even Malcolm Butler, was expecting them to give the ball to Marshawn Lynch and him run it in. So they were all playing to stop the run, and instead the Seahawks did a pass play, and Russell Wilson just threw a shitty pass. So I think it was a good play call. It's just bad execution. I don't know. Come to think about it, I think that does sound familiar. He might have. Wish I had my phone right here. I'd look it up. Hell, I'm gonna have to look that up now. But yeah, I remember Malcolm Butler saying they all thought it was going to be a run play. I don't know, Christian. They stuffed his ass a few times that game. Yeah, there was a few times they stopped him. So I think it's a possibility they could have stopped him again. Oh, I didn't see that comment. But I'm a Chargers fan, so I'm rooting for the Seahawks win after the Pats eliminated us. Oh yeah, Austin, I don't blame you. Huh. Yeah, I remember Marshawn Lynch in the interview saying that shit. Who was he in the interview with? It wasn't him on the Shannon Sharp show, was it? It was a different interview. Cause I remember Marshawn Lynch, or it was either Marshawn Lynch said it or somebody else said it, but I remember that supposedly happening. Okay. Yeah, that. But yeah, I think just like that, the way Russell Wilson threw a bad pass, I don't think it was 100% guarantee. They passed it. It wasn't 100% guarantee Russell Wilson was going to throw a perfect pass. And I don't think it was 100% guarantee that if they would have went with Marshawn Lynch every time, that they would have made it with him. So, because like I said, they stuffed him a few times that game. sold that game versus the Pats. Well, hold on. Damn. Austin, which game? Because you said you're a Chargers fan. Which game, man? Like, y'all know my damn memory is horrible. The 2014 version of Do Your Job is a pretty good documentary. I've never even heard of that. Just got back from Seattle yesterday. Amazing to see that game live. Oh shit, hell yeah. I'm sure that was. Damn fly. Austin, which game are you talking about? Okay. Yeah, man, my memory is, y'all know my memory's fucking horrible. You seen the fun prop bet sheets for the Super Bowl? Like the national anthem and color of the Gator. I haven't seen none of that. That'd be a Pix video. Hey, have y'all seen the theory? Because that made me think about it. Have y'all seen the new theory? Because you know how they used to say that the theory was the colors of the Super Bowl graphic was who was going to be in the Super Bowl. Well, now they got one where it's a player from all the teams, and up front at the closest to the Super Bowl symbol, the closest to the Super Bowl symbol is Drake May and Sam Darnold. So now the theory is, that graphic is what, that graphic was a predictor. Or it was just them putting it in our face, that's who it was. I seen that on Instagram yesterday. What'd you do today? Mindy, I didn't do shit. Well, I did. I recorded the video for the members, and I cooked and cleaned a little bit, and I debrided that hole in my foot and let it get some air and everything. So, because the skin where it dies around it was building up pretty bad. So, yeah. The leading receiver comment was meant for Russell's pick in the Super Bowl. Yeah, because if he would have threw it closer to him, that ball would have been right there. But Malcolm Butler wouldn't have been able to jump it and intercept it. He would have, matter of fact, what probably would have happened was Malcolm Butler trying to jump it. If that ball placement would have been better, it would have ended up causing Malcolm Butler to hit. What was the receiver that Russell Wilson was throwing to? But it would have caused Malcolm Butler to hit the receiver and then pass interference. So, yeah, I think better ball placement on that pass. Genius. It would have been counted as a genius play. I don't know a lot about football, but do you like to bet on games to win money? I don't really like it when it comes to like parlay cards and all that. I've never done that. It's just been straight up betting with me and friends or whatever. But yeah, it's a little, it's fun. We wouldn't really bet a whole lot, but it sucks because usually when I bet money, I end up losing. So I don't bet a whole lot. Yeah, like that's really we don't. I've never really betted on like what the exact score was going to be, or like the points differential and all this and that stuff. I've never done that. It's just been like a straight up, oh man, Seahawks going, yeah, I bet you 5, 15, 20, whatever, that the Seahawks are going to beat the Patriots. It's just been like that. But like I said, usually I lose my money whenever I bet. I'll pick right all day long, the majority of the time. And then all of a sudden, I start betting money, and then my picks go all to shit. So now, the 2007 Patriots, though, that was a different story. They won me money that year because I was betting. I betted a decent amount that year, so they won me a little bit. What's fantasy football? It's really just you're picking your players, and I tried to do it one time and I couldn't get it to work, so I'm probably not the best to ask. But yeah, you pretty much, I don't know, Miss Morbid, I can't even really tell you because it's been so long since I did attempt it that I can't. But it's pretty much you're picking your players and you're putting a team together with those players, and then like let's say your receiver that you got, let's say you just, we'll just say Rob Gronkowski. Let's say you got Rob Gronkowski on your team that year, and the more he does, the more points you get. At least that's, my basic understanding of it. So, and then if your team has a bunch of players that did a whole bunch that year, had good stats, this and that, their points are higher. So, I mean, I might be wrong, but this, and if I'm wrong, Austin, Christian, one of y'all, let me know. Played tight end my sophomore and junior year, and I hated when my QB would lead the ball so far in front. Yeah, because that shit would, when he'd lead the ball like that, that shit would get you smashed, wouldn't it? Yeah, damn. Yeah, if I'm remembering right, fantasy football in itself is not really confusing for me. It's doing the shit, because I'm not a technical person. I'm just, whenever it comes to technology, I'm just not good with it. Okay, yeah, that's a good explanation. Mandy, you can actually win money in fantasy football too, can't you? In like certain leagues or whatever the hell you want to call it. Oh shit. I bet you that sucked. I've had concussions. They suck. Yeah. Shit, Austin, you better be careful with those concussions. If you're still playing and you're going to continue to play, yeah, you better be careful with them. Cause like, I know some of my memory trouble has to do with the Chiari, but I think a big part of my memory trouble has to do with all the concussions and hits to the head that I've taken, and it sucks not being able to remember. Like, I listen to other people talk about their lives, and I'm just like, man, I wish I could remember I wish I could remember stuff about my life like that. Like me and my mom were talking the other day, and she was talking about stuff, and I was just like, I don't remember that. And like I can't remember most of my kids' lives, and I can't remember most of my life. And what sucks is a lot of the stuff that I do remember is bad. It's just like, it's been the fucked up shit of my life. So now sometimes somebody says a certain something, I get it to come back, but yeah, the majority of the time I can't remember. And like Mark from Oral Fixated, I don't know if y'all have ever listened to him, but Mark he tells stories from his life, and he can remember the stuff in such detail. And I'll sit there and listen to him. I'm like, dude, you can remember more about one event in your life than I can remember about my life altogether. And it's just, yeah. That's good you've only had one. Definitely got to take care of your head. And hell, like Brett Favre talks about like how bad his memory and other things have gotten on him. Lose a Soul, my favorite podcast. Lose a Soul. I've never heard of him. Yeah, I've never heard of him. Yeah, I've never heard of him. What's the podcast? Yeah, I've never heard of him. At least I don't think so. I don't know. I might look him up, and then when I see his face or hear him or whatever, I'll remember. But yeah, it does not sound familiar. Now I'm sitting here wondering, have I heard him before and just don't remember? Hold on. Let me get my other phone. I'm gonna look him up. Okay. Man, that just clicked. Hell no, I've never experienced loose asshole. I can't believe it took me that long to catch that. That was a good one, though. Yeah, that was a good one. I can't believe it took me that long to catch this shit, though. Damn, I might have to remember that one. I might have to get somebody with it. Hey, you good? That shit's funny. I got a laugh out of it. Man, like, I like fucked up shit anyway. I like dark humor and everything. So, like, I sat there one night listening to, what is his name? Jack Doherty and Julian Woods. And I was sitting there I was listening to their fucked up jokes, and I was like, you know what? I could write some fucked up misdirectional shit. So I sat there and started writing down crazy shit too. So I tore my MCL in 8th grade, but it's fully recovered. I get some pain, but not too bad. Oh yeah. Yeah, damn. What's it called? Yeah, oh shit, what am I? Ligament tears are not cool. I only have 2 ligaments in my right knee. And, cause where I got hit by that car, it shredded 2 of my ligaments. Yeah, ligament tears and ligament problems aren't any fun. And, Austin, did you have to have surgery? Because, man, I had to have 2 knee surgeries because of that. Man, knee surgery hurts like hell. That shit. And then my second surgery, they had me in a thing because I don't remember how long I was laying around. I was 15 years old, but they had my leg in a thing that I had to turn on every so often, and it would like move like that, and it was to where it moved my leg and had my knee bend so it would stay moving instead of trying to lock up, instead of stiffening up from not moving. I know you mentioned your health before, but could you explain a bit more of what's going on? Yeah, I was actually going to do a video on this. I'm talking with the college I'm going to, and they got a good workout routine for me to get it stronger. Hell yeah, that's good. Yeah, some of the workouts, man, can definitely do good for different things like that. Hell, Austin, do you wear a brace? Cause is my brace in here? Well, shit, I guess I put my brace up, but it was in here the last time I seen it. Oh well, yeah, I got one of those knee braces. Like, have you seen the knee braces that you see on football players and like wrestlers and shit? I'm supposed to wear that on my right knee, but I never do. And my right knee, the knee that's missing the 2 ligaments and all that, is my good knee now. My what's supposed to be my good knee is my bad knee. Ain't that crazy? But yeah, Miss Morbid, so okay. Yeah, those knee braces, I don't ever wear it because they're uncomfortable as hell. But yeah, Miss Morbid, so yeah, I was thinking about doing a video on it, but just like a quick rundown. Okay, I was born with Chiari malformation. I had little problems all my life, but because they were so small and because I experienced them all my life, I always thought it was just normal shit. Like, if I was on a swing, like my mom even said when I was real little and she'd push me on the swing, I'd grab my head and start laughing. Whenever I used to jump on a trampoline, my head would get the same feeling. Whenever I go over a dip in a car or whatever, not all the time, but a lot of times, I get the same feeling as, the feeling that you get whenever, when something takes your stomach. The best way I can explain it is I get that feeling in my head. So I always got a feeling like that in my head when I was younger, and I always thought it was normal. And then in 96, was it not? Yeah, because I got hit in 97. So in 96, at the beginning of the year, I hurt my neck playing football because my helmet was too big. The helmet they gave me was too big. In football, they tell you keep your head up. So that's what I was doing. I kept my head up, and dude hit me like that. Whenever he did, the helmet went to go back and come off, and my chin strap caught it and threw my head back. So I ended up, I was still practicing, but I was starting to lose feeling, in different places of my body. So then I went to the coach, and I was telling him and everything. So they called the ambulance. Well, they ended up taking me to the hospital and everything, and then they ended up taking me to Charlotte. They did an MRI. That's when they found the Chiari, but they didn't give me a name for it at the time. All they did was tell me, your cerebellum is herniating into your spinal column. You don't need to play football anymore, and you don't need to do this, and that. And it won't give you, and as long as you're not doing things to aggravate it, it shouldn't give you any problems till you're about 60. So I was like, man, fuck that. I'm gonna play football, damn it. And I started warming up with I had a neck brace on, but I was still getting out there before practice and throwing to the wide receivers. And they started talking, they were all making a big deal about the arm that I had because I could throw the piss out of a football. Well, hold on. But yeah, so they were doing all that, and I was like, man, I'm going to play quarterback next year. I'm going to do it. Fuck what the doctor says and this and that. Well, a few months later, after the season ended, because I never played that season because of my neck, and my mom probably wouldn't have let me play anyway at the next season. So that was in the beginning of the football season in 96, beginning of the school year. Well, in February of 97, I was riding my bike back and I got hit by a car. I was riding my bike back from my friend's house. Got across the old line head on and hit me head on with the car. I went over the car, got caught on the back of the car, and got dragged like 180 feet. And I had a minor hit. They said I had a minor head injury. I don't think so, because the dude hit me going like 55, 60 miles an hour. So, but anyway, yeah. So that shit happened. It busted me up from the waist down. Like, I have a metal plate on my pelvis. I have a metal plate in my left thigh. I have, let's see if I can lift my leg up. I don't stretch, and I'm fat, so it's probably hard to get my leg up. But like, that's one of the scars. That was where that bone fractured, and I guess whenever the car was dragging me, it ripped the muscle. And then I had to have 2 reconstructive surgeries on my knee, and then it ripped a nerve out of my back that has caused damage up and down my leg, and I don't have movement in my right foot. And I walk with a limp because of that nerve being ripped out. It caused my hip muscle to deteriorate on my right side. So, and then in 2000, in 2000, I was working for a place called Sagebrush. Y'all might not never ever heard of it, but it was a steakhouse. So I was working at a place called Sagebrush, and I was getting ready for work that day, and I saw a piece of dead skin on my foot, and I pulled it, and at the time I had no feeling whatsoever in my foot, so I pulled it, and it pulled into live skin. So I hurried up, put pressure on it and everything, stuck a bandage to it, got it to quit bleeding, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna, oh shit, y'all coming a lot, it just kind of stuck. But yeah, where was I at? Where was I at? Oh yeah, so I was pulling a piece of dead skin and ripped in the live skin and started bleeding and all that. I hurried up, put a bandage to it, put pressure on my foot. I didn't have no feeling in my foot at the time. I've gotten some feeling back over the years. And okay, Kate. Here, look. So you know what, Kate? I'm gonna show you some nasty shit then. Y'all, if y'all don't want to see the hole in my foot, look away, because I'm about to pull my sock down and the bandage down. I'm gonna show Kate here the stolen valor disability. Here, let's go ahead and point this down a little bit. Yeah, so oh, okay. Well, since you don't care, I won't pull it down, but there's the drainage on my sock from being on it. Well, I don't give a fuck about you either, Kate. Why don't you get the fuck off my live, you stupid fucking bitch? Stupos, I don't know how to do it. Hold on. don't know how to ban her. I just had to do a timeout on her ass. Fucking piece of shit. I hate people like that. Got all that mouth just because you can't dance, just because you can't, just because you ain't standing right there in front of the person. I'm telling you, I hate a fucking internet pussy. But, yeah, so, Miss... Who asked me that question about my medical shit? What's up, Matt? Yeah, who was it? I didn't even see that dumbass comment and all that shit. Yeah, Miss Morbid, I don't know who in the hell she is. Just evidently some retard that just going through the internet and decided to be a troll on somebody's shit. I don't have one, Gardner, man. Yeah, I timed her out. I don't know how to block her, though. I'll figure it out. Yeah. No shit, Matt, for real. Don't give a damn but sitting here running her damn mouth. What's up, Bill? Yeah, I'm doing good. Just had Kat or Katie or whatever the hell her name is bring a little excitement to the to the page, to the live. But yeah, Stupos, I remember. I remember you being on here. Were you the one struggling with addiction? It might have been, Austin. Okay, yeah, I remember you. I timed her out for, I think it was 24 hours. I've smelled that Mambo cologne. A guy that I used to work with, he would stay on me about getting it all the time. He was like, man, you gotta get that Mambo. And I tried it because my boss man, actually, he got it and brought it in one day. But yeah, I'd actually like to. Dude's name was Sonny that was always on me about getting it. Well, shit, Nolan, I appreciate you being here. Bigfoot tries to take pictures of Chuck Norris. Yeah, Miss Morbid, but that's pretty much, that's how I got the hole in my foot and the stuff with the car. And then in '08, I had a couple times, before '08 where my heart rate just sped up out of nowhere, and then it ended up coming down. But in '08, I was in the middle of a workout. I had 70-pound dumbbells in each hand, and I was doing hammer curls. And the last 2 reps with my left arm, I could feel it in my heart. And then I started feeling really weird. And then I had 3 scoops of no, I didn't have 3 scoops. That was what I took of no shotgun. This was called Explode, which they still have it. It has nitrous oxide in it. It's a pre-workout. But I had 1 scoop of that in me plus pain pills. But I was doing so I don't know if doing stuff like that is what causes my heart to do crazy shit, or if it's because of the nerves being affected from my Chiari and the syrinx, also called the syringomyelia, in my thoracic region of my spine. But yeah, I was doing that, and then I started feeling really weird. My heart rate shot up. They had to call the ambulance on me, and ever since then, I've been going back and forth with this weird shit. And yeah, like I've had times where I've been back in shape and all that, but that's pretty much the gist of my medical problems. And that hole in my foot, I've had since 2000. I had osteomyelitis in it for years. In 2001, they did a skin flap on it, and that didn't do nothing. I got back on my feet. The hole, where they surgically, sewed me up, that broke back down, and the hole came back. Then in 2003, they went in, took the old bone out, the old dead infected bone out, and then packed it with antibiotic beads. And I was off my feet for a few months. Then I went back in, and they put bone graft back in, mixed with an antibiotic mixture. So, and then I was off my feet for a while longer. And then whenever I got back on it, 2-3 months later, it just broke back down. The osteomyelitis came back and everything, because osteomyelitis is really hard to get rid of. Then I kept battling with that. They wanted to amputate my foot since 2005, but I ain't letting them, because they told me the nerve damage is why my foot won't stay healed. That's what they told me years ago, that was the reason why it won't stay healed. So the way I look at it, considering I have nerve damage all up and down that leg, if they chop my foot off, because they want to take it to below my knee, if they chop that off and then it doesn't heal because I have nerve damage in that area too, then I'm in an even worse position than what I am now. So I'm just like, nah, y'all ain't taking my leg. And then, they thought there was skin cancer in it just 2-3 years ago. Turned out it wasn't. It's some kind of fungus called T. rubrum, and the stuff they gave me for it, it was setting off nerve pains and everything like that, so I had to quit taking it. But yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it all. I gotta catch up on the comments, y'all. Usually the comments move, but tonight they're not moving for some reason. Do you believe in supernatural shit? You know what, man? I do think that there's probably them, and maybe not everywhere, but when you look at all the different life in the ocean and everything, and you look at all the different life that has been on this earth, I definitely think there's some weird shit out there, damn, that we don't know about, that's, hiding, and it's probably very rare, So I do believe there's probably some really crazy shit. As far as how crazy, I don't know, but I do think there's some probably different shit that's moving into the supernatural type realm, possibly, but how we feeling almost halfway through the week, Chris? Man, we're feeling good right now. I've been doing, man, Christian, I've been doing better. Like, I still have my episodes here and there throughout the day, but I've been feeling better. I don't know, because I don't know if y'all remember, whenever I said that, whenever I was saying one of the reasons why I quit work wasn't just because of the medical problems. It was because, well, it was the medical problems, but I was also, really wondering if all the stress and the chemicals that I was breathing in and all that at work was part of what was making me so bad. Because it's awfully funny how ever since about a month and a half, 2 months after I quit, I've been slowly feeling better. Like I'm going back to my old symptoms. Like the shit with my head is nowhere near as bad as what it was. So, but I'm still having digestive issues and, all my weird shit. It's just not happening at the level it was happening whenever I quit work. That you believe. Matt, that was the whole reason for the Let's Talk channel, the Let's Talk ASMR channel, because that's what I wanted to do. But, at the time I was working, I was doing this channel, I was trying to see my kids and do this and do that, and it was just like, man, it's too much, because, to do a video, I wanted to be able to go in depth about stuff, and, there's only a few there's only a couple conspiracy theories that I can go in depth about. But I'd still even like to be brushed up on those too. But I got to thinking, I was like, man, I'm gonna have to research all this stuff and this and this and that. I don't have time to do all that. So that's the reason why I didn't really do anything with it. That was the biggest reason why. But yeah, I need to do a video on conspiracy theories and shit, because I do, like 9/11. I believe we had shit to do. I believe, and not like we as in, me and you, but I do believe we had shit to do with it. Damn, I don't believe it's holograms, like some people are saying there was no planes that were holograms. I don't believe that, no, I don't believe that. But like World Trade Center 7 came down later on that day. Damn, why were the only, they were talking about it's because of the debris and the fires that the debris and this and that shit caused. Why was the only other building around there that was on fire and hit another World Trade Center building? It's just, and like the passports, the black boxes supposedly didn't even survive those plane crashes, but passports to where you can make out, who the person is and all that survived. Come on now, man, come on. That's just, to me, they played in our faces. That's what I think. I mean, but like in Operation Northwoods, we were going to blow up one of our own ships so we could go to war with, was it Cuba? It was either Puerto Rico or Cuba. See, this is what I'm talking about. I need to brush up on the stuff that I do know about. But yeah, we were going to blow up one of our own ships to go to war with another country. We were going to blame it on another country and then go to war with them. But it was turned down to do it. And then we got Operation Sea Spray, where we sprayed, I don't remember what it was. Oh, what was it? Operation Sea Spray. They sprayed something in, I think it was the San Francisco Bay, and one guy ended up getting sick, and it killed him. But it was for something. I can't remember exactly why they did it, but yeah, our government will do shit. Our government's fucking grimy, and they've been grimy. So those are just a couple conspiracy theories that I know about, or that I think. Does the foot scare people? No, it doesn't smell like that. It's not a strong smell like that. You ever had anything stab the hole in your foot? No. But man, Steven, I've been afraid, of stepping on something and it going through my shoe and into my foot, but I don't need to worry about it, because this is what I wear on that foot. But I have thought about that plenty. Take it easy, Austin. Have a good workout, man. Hey, what's up, Billy? Billy Denial. What are your thoughts on the Bermuda Triangle? I don't think it's anything that the Bermuda Triangle, I don't think it's anything like, like they were trying to say years ago, how just all the conspiracy theories. I think they proved the reason why things were happening. I think on top of it, it wasn't even like, I don't even think as much stuff has went down as what they tried to make out. Yeah, you'd think that would have been something that I've looked into, but I've never really looked into the Bermuda Triangle like that. The Air Force shot down the fourth plane. Let's think that that's a possibility, Anthony. Yeah, that's a possibility. You're my favorite trans streamer. I can hardly even tell you transition for hell. Thanks, Gardner, man. That's my goal. I'm glad my transition came out that good. But yeah, y'all, that's just that bitch Katie, whatever the hell her name is. Man, I can't, man. Shit. That's one thing I can't stand, man, for real. I know I said it just a few minutes ago, but that really is. It's something I cannot stand, is somebody talking smack just because they're not face to face with a person. You should do a March Madness bracket for a video. Man, Steven, if I was more into it, like, I guess I could, but my thing is am I even going to remember doing it? Because since I'm not interested in college basketball like that, it's not going to, like, stay at the forefront of my mind. But it actually is a good idea. Years I've become more and more convinced that the 1962 Alcatraz escapees survived. I've never looked into it. Damn, Stupos, you're young and you're talking about the Alcatraz escapees? Shit. You must read a lot. But yeah, I've never looked into the Alcatraz thing like that. I mean, I know what it is, but I've never looked into it. All I know really is that it's a prison. So that's all I really know about it. But yeah, that when will the March Madness bracket end up being out? Stupos, how old are you, man? I thought you were young. For some reason, I was thinking you were like 16. First week of March, usually. Okay. So it's last few days of January. Yeah. Y'all comment on my videos closer to whenever that's coming, so you can remind me. Because if I can remember, I'll do it. I don't know nothing about the teams or anything, but I'll do it. So yeah, just remind me. Like I said, comment on the videos closer to the time and let me know. That way I can try to put it all together. No, not yet, Billy, but okay, yeah, Stupos, I thought, yeah, I could have swore on the last live you said something about being like 16 or 17, somewhere around there. I guess I'm just remembering wrong. But no, Billy, what I'm actually going to do, I mentioned this at the very beginning. So I got a label maker. I got a label maker coming, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start selling sample sets out of everything out of my cologne. Instead of selling whole bottles, I'm just going to sell sample sets. That way, that way people can look at but they're going to be like mystery sets. Like, it'll have a little bit of freshness, a little bit of fruity, all that, a little bit of spicy, all that. So because I have 2 milliliter spray bottles, and then I have the 10 milliliter spray bottles. So what I got to do is I got to figure out, like exactly how I'm going to do the like how many 2 milliliters and how many 10 milliliters, and I'm going to do shit like that. So, and I don't know what the price is going to be yet, but yeah, I figure I'd do something like that. That way, person can get a variety. and doing it as a mystery box, you're still getting a number of fragrances, and it'd be a lot easier to do. No, no, Stupos. I know the name, and because I've heard the name in songs, but I never. Shipping should be cheaper too. Yeah, yeah. I got a few different. Like I thought about it last night. I was like, man, that's what I'm gonna do, because that way. Because as long as I got the bottles, I can still do other videos, you know. So I'm trying to think of the best way to do it all, to where I can still do videos, still sell them, you know, that way they don't sit. Because that's another thing. Like I want to keep them so I could do videos, but with them just sitting there, you know, them just sitting there, like we'll use the Korloff fragrances for example. The Korloff fragrances, I don't hardly wear them, you know. I kind of reach for the same thing over and over. I gotta make myself reach for something different. Like I reach for, say, the same pretty much 50. So would you sell whole bottles? I don't know. I thought about it, Steven, and I still might do that. You know, I still might put one up on the site that I'm going to use every so often, but I want to try to keep them that way I can still do videos. That's like even the fragrances that I don't like. As long as I got them, if I'm doing a certain type of video, I can go back to those fragrances and be like, you know, and like talk about them for whatever reason, you know, for a video. So you know, I'm gonna keep the Toy Boy just so I can do certain videos with it, since it's so fucking horrible. But I will sell samples of it if somebody wants it, just so they can smell how horrible it is. That way they don't waste their money on buying a full bottle, because that shit sucks. Recent history, but my favorite DB Cooper conspiracy is that he never existed and the flight crew made it up and spent the ransom money. They tossed 2 parachutes and part of the cash over the border. Now you got me wanting to see wanting me to look into them, because yeah, I just, like I said, I don't, like, I can't remember the song, but there's a song where it says some DB Cooper and the money he took. You can look for Kid Rock. You can look for answers, but that ain't fun. Now get in the pit and try to love someone. Yeah. So that DB Cooper and the money he took line is on that song, but yeah, that's about all I know about him. So yeah. Yeah, I thought that's like Versace. Yeah, Billy, that's like Versace the Dreamer. You know, that's another one. I see a lot of people say that they love that fragrance. I hate that fragrance. That fragrance is horrible. But if I can keep it for future videos of just, you know, like this is fragrances that I hate, and you know, stuff on those lines, and I still got the bottle, but. But yeah, then I'll still have the bottle. So, man, hey Billy, in all honesty, like I still have the denims. I still have the Jordan 4 denims, which I'm keeping those for me. And I found out that color. I found out that color is that shade of denim. The lighter shade of denim is the women's Jordan 4s. The darker shade of denim is the men's. So, but yeah, I got those purposely just for me, because I really like them, even though they're women's. But And then I got the Jordan 23s, the blue and white ones, which I really like those, so I'm keeping those. And then I got I got some black and white. Oh, I still got the red and white vapes, cause I couldn't get rid of those. I still have those yellow Pradas, those big ugly ass ones. I still got those, and then I got another brand, and I can't remember the name of them. They're black and white, but yeah, these shit. And then I got like my DCs and stuff. But like these shoes, I've been getting rid of them because I've been either giving them away or I've been selling them because I need the money, because the views from the channel and the money from the channel it's the shoe. I've made more off the shoes. I've made probably more of my money back off the shoes, for the money that I've spent on this channel than the channel has brought back. So yeah, I do sell them, but I get them, and then like I said, I either give them away, like my son's got a few pairs, and then or I sell them to my boy, and then he gets rid of them. If you made a cologne, what notes would you use? Man, I have one where I want to do, because whenever I first started this stuff, I wanted to make my own cologne, Steven. So I want to do one where it's like a kind of like an orange. What notes did I have picked? It was almost like one I had in mind one time was like an orange creamsicle. It was like an orange creamsicle with oh man, I wish I could remember. I knew I should have written it. I knew I should have wrote it down, because what I originally thought was, it sounded really great to me. And Broxton would probably work with that. With the orange and vanilla, and what else did I have? Orange, vanilla, and Broxton. I wonder if a sandalwood would go good in that. Probably would, because a sandalwood would add that creaminess to it, that smooth creaminess. Yeah, I don't know. I've thought about it a couple times, but I didn't write it down, and I should have. But I'll tell you one note that I definitely would put in, at least one, if I could make my own. Pink pepper would definitely be in it, because pink pepper is probably my favorite. It's probably my favorite note. Like a 50-50 bar. What's a 50-50 bar, Billy? Well, Stupos, you have a good night, man. Have a good rest of the week, too. A 50-50 bar. Is a 50-50 bar an actual thing, Billy? Or are you talking about like the fragrance be 50-50? Oh, okay. Orange and vanilla ice cream bar. Wow. I didn't even know that, Christian. Shador Sanders got in the Pro Bowl and Trevor Lawrence didn't. That's crazy, man. How the fuck did that happen? Like, the dude only started a few games anyway, didn't he? Yeah, that's crazy. Like, I didn't even know his numbers. But I knew they weren't really all that good. I can't believe that he got in over Trevor Lawrence. I mean, I don't know Trevor Lawrence's numbers either, but I don't see them being better than I don't see Shador's numbers being better than his. That's crazy. 10 interceptions. How the hell you get in the Pro Bowl with a shit ass number like 10 interceptions and 7 touchdowns? That's horrible. Damn, they must have been really desperate to put people in the Pro Bowl. Trevor Lawrence threw 38 touchdowns, not sure. And okay, yeah, I figured he threw somewhere up there. I just wasn't sure. Because I never really looked into his numbers. Did you also see Bill Belichick wasn't that first ballot Hall of Famer? Wow. That's crazy. How do you win 6 Super Bowls as a head coach and you're not a first ballot Hall of Famer? That's crazy. I mean, I do think more of their success came from Tom Brady, but I also think both of them together is what did it, And then Josh McDaniels and some of the other offensive coordinators that they've had over the years too. But I definitely think a lot more of it was because of Brady rather than Belichick. But either way, I don't see how in the hell, because of his girlfriend, unfortunately, got to remove people's personal lives from professional achievements. Yeah, she's there just for the money. Ain't no damn way she's there for love. I mean, by hell, maybe she does love the dude. I think she has more to do with this. I think it has more to do with his wallet, though, than anything. But damn, an hour and 12. When I first started doing these lives, I wasn't expecting to do these that long. I was just expecting to do lives like 30 minutes, something like that, and that's it. Yeah, but that's crazy. Not a first ballot Hall of Famer. That would be like not putting Brady in as a first ballot Hall of Famer or Peyton Manning in as a first ballot. That is, yeah. But shit, y'all, I don't know. I guess I'm gonna get off here in a couple minutes. Because damn, I really want to cough like hell because all the talking. And then where I'm trying to talk low makes it even worse. So, I can't believe that in the last live that I had this hoodie on, which this is an old ass damn hoodie. This hoodie's like 10 years old. But what's cool is, like, there's holes in this thing, but I got holes in it. But Carhartt material now is nowhere near as good as what it was 10 years ago and beyond. And and the place that I worked at, we ran some of Carhartt's material. And man, the material at that place, just in the 5 years that I was there, I watched it go downhill. And everybody else said, they watched it. People that were there longer than me have been watching the quality go downhill for years. So, but yeah, in just the 5 years I was there, quality in that damn plant went to shit. But that's what happens when you just keep rotating people in and out. Some of the best parts of the channel. So cool getting to interact with the dude. I don't watch every day. Yeah, see, I like doing these lives because like on the videos, y'all hear me say "so" a whole lot. I don't know how much y'all have caught that, but I say "so" a whole lot in the videos, and I even cut some of them out in editing. But if you notice, I don't say "so" like that whenever I'm doing the lives. I might here and there, but I don't say it like that. We appreciate the hangout because you ain't got shit else going on. But yeah, damn. Yeah, when you're talking to me person to person, it's pretty much totally different than the way I am on a video. I don't know, my brain works so much better when I have something to bounce back and forth off of. So I keep wanting to grab this bottle of water and it's empty. But yeah, y'all, I guess I'm gonna get off here because I'm gonna wash dishes before I lay it down and stuff. So yeah, I don't know what tomorrow's video is gonna be. I really don't. I don't know if it's gonna be Cologne or if it's gonna be something else. I'm not sure yet. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But yeah, y'all, I'm gonna get off here. I hope y'all have a good night. Yeah. Have a good one. Yeah, y'all have a good night. I'll see y'all next video, next live, whenever. Peace, y'all.